Welcome back, Chris Hardwick.
Hey,
and
everybody.
Hi.
Yeah, I know.
Hi.
I knew Danny McBride was going to be on the show today, so I had to have a kick-ass mustache to make him feel right at home, ladies.
Okay, but Chris, you actually brought the phone, right?
Oh, yeah, this, yeah.
Okay, good.
Windows Phone 7 is landed, and we get our first look with the HTC Surround. Sporting a 3.8-inch touchscreen and Microsoft's new OS, you'll get tons of apps in the marketplace, document editing with Office, and even Xbox Live games. Plus, to complete the experience, slide out the speakers for virtual surround sound from Dolby. A 5-megapixel camera and 16 gigs of storage also come standard for $200 with a contract.
All right, the Surround is a little thicker and heavier
Just like
than
my
we're used to.
mustache.
I'm going to ignore that. Why are we letting him do this?
What? Keep going. I'm just going to lick my
All
mustache.
right. Oh, God. Gross. All right. So it's got this, it's thicker and heavier because it has a slide-out speaker, the Yamaha speakers right there. Bamf.
Yeah.
So do you think it is worth the extra heft?
I mean, it's an interesting thing for them to do to make that to make the slide out a speaker. I mean,
Right.
it's nice. They're loud. They sound better than most phone speakers. I'll give them that. Pressing the button gives you the quote-unquote surround sound, but I mean, it's a phone. It's not amazing. I think we'd almost rather have a slide-out keyboard.
Oh,
maybe?
imagine
I
that.
don't know, rather than a soundboard. But it's fine. It's fine.
Okay, so how's the rest of the design, like the kickstand and the screen? Wait, here's the kickstand.
Really good. The kickstand, genius.
Yeah.
The kickstand alone with the speakers makes it a tiny little home theater system that you can.
Oh, it's adorable.
Listen, if you're sitting a bunch of meerkats, you can just put this in front of them and they'll watch it for hours. The screen is also big and bright, but it just doesn't have the resolution of the iPhone or the vivid colors of the Samsung Galaxy phones. But it's fine.
I just realized we're watching the parkour video on the Office.
We were watching
that
parkour?
was awesome.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, so this is the first time we've really gotten to use the latest version of Windows Mobile at length because Microsoft gave it a complete reboot. So what are the initial impressions?
I would like to tell you, Allison. Hey,
Oh, thank you.
We liked it a lot. The menu system is immediately intuitive. It's very well laid out, and overall, it has a gorgeous look to it. It's very arty. It looks like a really great blog you'd want to visit. You might have to scroll or swipe a little bit to get to the item you want, but Microsoft made it so you don't have to keep diving into menus, which is genius. The touchscreen keyboard is also just as good as any other phone we've tested. Haptic feedback is great. I mean, they did a really nice job with it.
That's fantastic. Okay, now we all know I have a Droid and it's incredibly customizable. So does this have the same level of customization as an Android?
Not quite. You know, it's a little more similar to iOS. I mean, you can pin apps, contacts, other items to your start menu. So, you know, that way when you press your Windows button, it's all right there at a glance. But then again, keep in mind, the more items you pin, the less the start menu starts to look organized. And
Right.
so you just have to be careful. You don't want to suffer from, you know, like from trying to oversimplify it by adding everything there.
Like your desktop or something.
Right.
All right, but it does have a 1 gigahertz processor, so is it just as fast as the other smartphones?
Yes, it is, Allison Hayslip. It really is. Launching apps is super quick. It easily compares to the iPhone and the Droid. The interface itself feels just as fast. And the touchscreen, I have to say, it is as smooth and sensitive as the iPhone, which is a very hard feel to accomplish. It is even more sensitive than the Android. And there's background multitasking. There's no way to switch between tasks, so that's a little confusing to me. But otherwise, I mean, technically you can multitask.
Right, and being as sensitive as the iPhone, it actually feels more sturdy, I think, too. I don't
being,
feel like
being
I'm going
as
to break
sensitive.
this
Like the
phone.
iPhone, if iPhone would go to a party and start playing songs about his ex-girlfriend, right? That kind of sensitive. Joe
so emo.
lies.
What?
It's Say Anything is a great classic comedy
That is
movie.
true, that is true. Never seen it. Now, since Windows Mobile is completely redesigned, that means that all the features have been redesigned, like Internet Explorer,
Yes.
thank goodness. So is it as good as we expect?
Almost. It's quick to load. I don't know what that reaction was. It's quick to load most pages. Supports pinch and zoom. You can even pin your favorite pages to the start menu. There's no Flash support yet, but we do know that they are working on it, like everyone.
Now, this is my favorite part. You can play Xbox Live games right on your phone. So is it as cool as it sounds?
Of course it is.
Yes.
Of course it's as cool as it sounds.
Peggle, right here.
Playing titles like The Sims 3, Earthworm Jim are really cool. You can actually unlock achievements. You can play against another player that is All right, I want you to grip your bits for this one. You can play against someone who's playing on an actual Xbox.
What?
No.
I know.
What?
Kevin just threw up a lung. You can hear him right there. You can also check out your friends list and change your avatar on your phone. Loading times are long, but you know, listen, it's a first-gen thing. We think it's worth it.
Okay, so are the other features like the app marketplace and the camera up to snuff as well?
Yeah, for the most part they are. The marketplace will launch with over 1,000 apps. We're still waiting for the premier ones like Angry Birds or Evernote. I'm sure those companies are waiting to see if anyone buys this phone.
Right.
But I'm sure Microsoft is working on that. The camera's not the best. I mean, pictures looked a little dark even with the flash on. Oh, sad Brian. Recording HD video also had a little trouble focusing, but it syncs with Zune software, so you can get all your music and your videos from that Zune marketplace we all have. 16 gigs of storage, but there's no micro SD expansion, so 16 gigs of storage is it.
Yeah, interesting. All right, now it's available for $200 with a contract on November 8th.
Yeah.
So what are we rating it at that price?
I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. Wow. I got to tell you, if it had been $100 cheaper and if they had more apps in the store, I know they've reached out to about 12,000 developers. If we were at that point, I probably would have given it a 5. I think they did an amazing job.
Phone.
Some people say it might be a little late to enter the smartphone game, but I think that Microsoft has the money to stick it out, and hopefully they do because they did a really nice job. This reboot of Windows Mobile is incredible, and we're very excited to see where it goes from here. So that's my review.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Chris Hardwick.
Thank
and
you,
your
Allison
mustache.
Hayslip. Thank you.